Right, 15. Huntsville High School Theater performed The Little Shop of Horrors. They sold 872 tickets opening night with revenue of $8,241. An adult ticket costs $12 and a child ticket costs $5.50. If A represents the number of adult tickets sold and C represents the number of child tickets sold, write a system of equations that can be used to find the number of adult and child tickets sold. Okay, so let's write the equation. They already told us what variables to use, A and C. So if we know how many tickets were sold total, right here. They sold 872 tickets. So that means the number of adult tickets plus the number of child tickets would equal 872. And then we need to talk about the value of the tickets. An adult ticket costs $12. So that means $12 times every adult ticket sold. Plus a child's ticket right here. Child ticket costs $5.50. So $5.50 times every child's ticket sold is going to equal the total amount that they made that day. So $8,241. Now, does it say to solve? It just says to write a system of equations that can be used to find the number. So here we go. This is all you have to do. You don't have to worry about solving it. Okay, number 16 says the sum of the perimeters of two squares is 56 inches and the difference between their perimeters is 24 inches. It says if x represents the side length of the smaller square and y represents the side length of the larger square, which of the following systems of equations could be used to find the dimensions of the two squares? Okay, so let's draw a couple pictures. I've got a small square here. And it told us x was going to be the side length for the smaller square, so that means we have an x here. And if it's a square, that means all of our sides are the same. So if I'm finding the perimeter of a square, I'm adding up all the sides. Well, if they're all the same, instead of saying x plus x plus x plus x, can't we just say 4x? And that'd give me the perimeter of this square. Then it says we're going to let y represent the side length of the larger square. So let's draw a larger square. And the side length will be y. And again, because it's a square, all the sides are the same. Again, I could say y plus y plus y plus y, but the shorter way to write that is just 4y. So now let's go back and read the problem one more time. It says the sum of the perimeters of the two squares is 56. So the sum means I'm going to be adding. So all I have to do is say perimeter of this plus the perimeter of this is going to equal 56 inches right here. So we are looking for that equation. So I don't see it in A, I don't see it in C, I see it right here in B, and I don't see it, I don't see it in D. Well, guess what? We found it, B. The other equation, though, let's just go ahead and talk about the other equation said the difference between their perimeters. So I would say the same thing. The 4x minus 4y equals, this time it equals 24, which of course is the other equation right here. So we are good to go. So 17, we are just matching. We have infinitely many solutions, one solution or no solution. So over here, A says intersecting lines creating one point. Well, if I have one point, that means I have one solution. B says we have parallel lines. Well, if we have parallel lines, they're never intersecting, so that means we have no solution. And then, of course, the same line would be infinitely many solutions. Number 18 says, what is the zero of the graph? Do you guys recall that zero just means x-intercept? So all we have to do is look at the line drawn on our graph, go to the x-axis, whatever that number is, that's my x-intercept. So that would be 4, 0. On number 19, they are asking for the domain and range. Domain would be the x values. So let's start there. I'm going to list them, I guess, right here. My domain, if I just go down, this is 1 right here. This one is 2. This one is a little bit before 3, so I'm going to say 2.9. This one's a little after 3, so I'll say 3.1. This one is on the line, so that was 4. and these two both are on the same line. That would be 5. Remember, do not repeat them, even though I had 2 of them on here. I'm not repeating them, okay? All right, let's do the next one. Let me get rid. My range then would be the y values. So we just go the other direction. So let me get rid of these blue lines though first, so I can see all my points. Okay, so if I go this direction, this looks like it's halfway between this line and this line. It looks like we're counting by tens, right? So this is 10 and this is 20. So it would make that 15. And this line is right above 20, so I'll say 21. This one is on the line, so that would be 30. This one again right above the line, so I'm just going to say 31. This one is on the line, so I will say 40. This one looks like it's about halfway, so I'll say 45. And the last one is on the line, and that is at 50. Number 20 says, write the equation of the line that is parallel to this line and goes through this point. So parallel, remember, our slopes just means that they are the same if we're going to have parallel lines. So looking at the equation they gave me, my slope is 2. So that means my slope for my new equation will also be 2. So I have a slope and I have a point. I could put it into point slope form, which I will write right here. But if I pay close attention, I will notice that my point that they've given me is 0, 3. Do you guys recall? That would be my y-intercept, right? So this number right here is my y-intercept, and I have my slope right here. So can't I just go ahead and write it in slope-intercept? So I will have y equals, my m is going to be 2, and my y-intercept is going to be 3. Okay, on number 21, this time they are asking me to write an equation that's going to be perpendicular. So perpendicular means opposite reciprocal for my slope. Opposite reciprocal. All right, my slope on this line right here they've given me is a negative 1/2. That means I need my slope for my new equation to be the opposite and the reciprocal, so a positive 2. So I have this slope, and they've given me a point. This time my point is not my y-intercept, so I will have to put it into point slope form. So I'm writing that right now for us. Okay, so let's just plug in. So my first y will stay a y, minus this y, which comes from my point, so minus a negative 3 would be plus 3, equals my slope, of course, came right here, which is positive 2, times x minus this x from my point. So again, minus a negative means I will actually be adding 4. So now we just have to simplify that. So I will be distributing the 2. So I have y plus 3 equals 2 times x is 2x, and then 2 times 4 is 8. And then I just have to move my 3 over. I will do that by subtracting 3 from both sides. So that is gone. I bring my 2x down, and then 8 minus 3 will give me a positive 5. So there's my equation for number 21. All right, number 22 says, use f of x equals negative 4x plus 5 to find f of 0, f of 1, and f of negative 2. Remember, f of x, you guys, that's just a fancy way to write a y. And then f of 0 means that's my fancy way to say x is 0. F of 1 means my x is going to be 1. And f of negative 2 means my x is going to be negative 2. So we're going to take this equation and we're just going to simply replace my x with the given numbers and find the y values. So let's start with this one. x is going to be 0. So I'm going to say y equals -4 times 0 plus 5. So y equals -4 times 0 is 0. And then plus 5 would just give me 5. So for f of 0, my answer would be y equals 5. Let's do the next one. I'm going to do x is going to be equal to 1. So again, y equals -4 times 1 plus 5. So -4 times 1 is -4. And then plus 5, I will end up with 1. So when x is 1, y is also 1. And my last one, if I replace my x with -2. So I'll do that right here. I have y equals -4 times -2 plus 5. So I have -4 times -2, which is 8, plus 5. So then I will end up with y equals 13. All right, good luck on your test.